This changes everything.
Race you to the edge, Harry.
This changes everything.
Dragons Race to the Edge is the How to Train Your Dragon Netflix TV show, and tells the story taking place after How to Train Your Dragon 1 but before How to Train Your Dragon 2, where after Hiccup established peace with dragons and Vikings on Berk, before he discovered his mother lost his father and faced Drago in the second movie, he and Astrid and the Dragon Riders and Toothless, they discover this island, which they title the Edge, a place to which they go off to fight dragon hunters and rescue newly discovered dragons. With the help of these, the dragon eyes, objects which can, when ignited by dragon fire, can reveal locations of new dragons. So yeah, I have been checking out Race to the Edge with my mum this entire year. I just finished the sixth and final season back in April, and yeah, this show was made by DreamWorks from 2015 to 2018 to keep the How to Train Your Dragon fandom occupied as they wait for the first movie. I have finally found a perfect show. It is certainly the greatest animated show, as well as the greatest TV show in general I've ever seen in my entire life. Riders of Berk, I thought was such a terrific show which tied into the How to Train Your Dragon movies, but Race to the Edge is the superior show of the two, no competition. So yeah, this was the perfect thing for me and Mama to check out on Netflix this year. So let me get to my positives for this magnificent show. I absolutely love that Race to the Edge. Throughout its 6 seasons, it remains consistent. There's not a single bad episode. There's not a single boring or filler one. Each episode is necessary and vital, and each season improves upon the previous one as the stakes gets extremely high. And this show, the majority of DreamWorks shows are from Penguins of Madagascar to Legends of Awesomeness and Paws of Destiny. They and the Spirit Show and the Boss Baby shows, that they tend to be more babyish and juvenile, but not Race to the Edge. Oh no, Race to the Edge is not afraid to keep the darker and more mature tone of the How to Train Your Dragon movies, helping this show qualify as canon to the franchise. And it goes to show that the original team behind the movies did work on this show, and they were passionate about tying it in. It goes to show that they cared 200% about this show, and visually, this show's animation puts Riders of Berk's animation to freaking shame. The animation is ever so nearly at the quality of the movies. It's that impressive to look at, and the show's theme, the dun 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 dun. Yeah, me and my mum would hum that intro every single time, and Hiccup always quoting "this changes everything" in the intro is an iconic catchphrase for the show. Most of the voice actors from the movies reprise their roles here. Jay Baruchel as Hiccup, America Ferrera as Astrid, and TJ Miller as Tough Nuts in his final performance as Tough Nuts. Some episodes will focus on the more adventure aspects and rescuing new species of dragon. They were my mum's personal favourites, and some of them were my favourites from and the new dragons in this show. They are extraordinary. From the change wing to the razor wings to the singe tails. Yeah, if you thought the movies had imaginative designs for the dragons, this show has more dragons than all of the movies combined. And there some episodes focus more on the action-y side, where they're taking on the dragon hunters, and some episodes are just nothing but battles, especially the epic two-part finale, King of Dragons. The part 2 of that is just 24 minutes of non-stop battle, and it is pretty badass. And also some episodes give more time to develop the characters, to especially the supporting dragon riders, Rough Nut and Tough Nuts, and Fish Legs and Snotlouts. They all get their own individual episodes, so you can bond with them better than you ever could in the movies. And this show is full of new characters and additions to the franchise that sadly didn't make it into the movies, but are still canon to me. Heather and Dagger being my two favourites. Heather, she is a new rival for Astrid as my How to Train Your Dragon crush. She is gorgeous. She works so well as a double agent for our heroes. Like in the opening two-parter of season 2, we're tricked into thinking she's sided with the dragon hunters, but it turns out that was all an act just to gain their trust. It turns out Heather was on Hiccup and the Dragon Riders' side all this time, and I love her friendship with Astrid. Her and Astrid make for some great pals, and also Heather can be naive in her determined search for her father, Oswald the Great, who turns out to be deceased in the season 5 finale. But she does come out on top because she's so strong-willed, as is her brother Dagger. I originally thought that Heather was Hiccup's sister, but no. But what Dagger, he begins as a antagonist in the opening of season 1 when he escapes from Outcast Island. But once he finds out Heather is his sister, he does learn to be more genuine as a person, and he and Heather, they become such caring rulers of Berserker Island, and Shadowmaster, Dagger's Gronkle, is adorable. Although what the heck happened to Shadowmaster after some time, because at a certain point Shadowmaster just doesn't exist anymore and is replaced by this scorpion dragon. I absolutely love the culture of the Great Protector, the lava dragon, and Queen Marla. She does become an ideal match for Dagger. Who would have thought that they would get married in the finale? We even get some terrific girl power with the Wing Maidens, these Australian maidens on an island where they raise baby razor whips, and a razor whip is Heather's dragon, Windshear. They're literally the How to Train Your Dragon versions of the Amazons from Wonder Woman. where it's an island of all females, no male is allowed to live on there, and one of the wing maidens, she has such a cute romance with Snotlouts. You kind of wish that these characters were members of the Dragon Riders in the movies, but then it would be overcrowded with characters in the movies, and critics would go, wait, who the heck are they? Don't recall them from the first two movies. So I can see why they just keep them for the show. And as for this show's antagonists, we have a intimidating lineup here. From Vigo Grinborn. He's similar to Grimmel, being a villain that consistently outsmarts Hiccup, and he begins as somebody who just wants to weaponize dragons and wants to show he is even more ruthless than his brother Riker. But then, and after his fake-out death in Season 4, he does return in Season 5 with a scar around his face. But after his other villain co-workers show him little respect, he finally does warm up to Hiccup's ways of respecting dragons as equals. So he completely redeems himself in Season 6. So his permanent death in Season 6 was far more hard-hitting and heart-wrenching than you'd think. Vigo, what a tragic character he turned out to be. And Krogan, the main antagonist of Season 5 and 6, I love how he was the one working for Drago, the villain in How to Train Your Dragon 2, and he was the one searching for a Bewilderbeast for Drago. And Trader Johan, he turns out to be the true main antagonist of the show. Before the finale of Season 5, we were sure Trader Johan was just a innocent advisor for Hiccup, but no, and he turns out to be the most evil villain of them all. Him being the villain of the piece was the most shocking plot twist in history. And not only does Drago from the second movie make a cameo, but also Valka, Hiccup's mum. She's the one who the Wing Maidens hand the Bewilderbeast egg to keep safe in her sanctuary. So the Bewilderbeast from How to Train Your Dragon 2, what was that egg? And yeah, I love how the finale sets up the second movie. And it even hints that Hiccup will soon become the chief when Stoic is put in peril, and everybody is looking up to Hiccup to lead. And this show has some of the finest and sweetest Hickstrid moments you will ever see, especially in episodes when poor Astrid is poisoned and they need to get a Buffo dragon's saliva to cure her, and when she's blinded in the episode Blindside, but thankfully she does overcome it by using her other senses to communicate with a dragon, and then Gelfie, the village elder, helps her get her sight back. And the Hiccup and Astrid kiss scenes by the sunsets will melt the hearts of all Hickstra's shippers. In the perfect world, the show would have infinity seasons. It kept its momentum throughout all six. I've never seen a show this perfect. And I will review Riders of Berk, but Race to the Edge is the greatest How to Train Your Dragon show and my favourite show of all time.
I give Race to the Edge 5 stars out of 5. Best TV show ever.
And in my ranking of the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, I'd controversially state Race to the Edge is even better than the first How to Train Your Dragon movie. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. What do you think of Race to the Edge? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I review The Land Before Time Journey Through the Mists, the 4th movie in that franchise. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.